Hello Gemini, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and today we'll be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of August 2022. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. Now for the readings this month, I'm using my white tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and then, whoa, I will close out your reading, Gemini, with a Crystal Angels Oracle card. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and move right into the reading. Now, I know a lot of you freak out when you see cards in the reverse, but actually that's not necessarily always a bad thing. Communication is improved by the Seven of Wands in reverse. The Moon in reverse talks about something that was hidden finally gets revealed. This is useful information that's going to help you in your finances, in your career, in your business, and so forth. Two of Swords in the reverse, that means that you're no longer hesitating on making a decision. This means that you have clarity and you are moving forward. So these are all really good cards here to see in the reverse. Next up, we got the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Now, this is the only one that I would say probably is causing a little bit of question, because the Queen of Swords talks about elimination. She's all about getting rid of stuff that she does not need, want, or stuff that just no longer serves her. But when she's in the reverse, that means there's something you know you need to let go of and you're not letting it go. Hey, it happens to all of us. And sometimes it's not necessarily negative, but we know that maybe we deserve better, but we're comfortable, we're content, or maybe we just don't know what to do next, so we kind of stay where we are. Next up, we got the Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. That's the card of luxury and extravagance. When she's in the reverse, we have to be careful not to overextend or oversplurge too much, especially as it relates to our money. But this also can apply to time, energy, and resources as well. Okay, so don't give too much. Finally, we have the Three of Swords. That's a card talking about emotional healing when it's in the reverse. So there could have been something that was upsetting or disappointing, but it looks like you are healing and moving on from that rather nicely. And so it's not getting in the way of you making decisions or, clouding your judgment for things right now as it relates to your finances, your career, or your business, or your investments. All right, Gemini, let's see what else shows up for you. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of August 2022. All right, Gemini, so next up we got the King of Cups. Now that's a card of emotional intelligence, which means you have wisdom, clarity, and you are no longer allowing your feelings to get in the way of financial decisions. This is an excellent card because it also talks about maturity, right? And when I talk about maturity, I'm not talking about an age, but I'm talking about wisdom. And it looks like you're definitely moving into a much more wiser phase of your life as it relates to your money. Next up, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now that means you're going to be very, very busy when we hit that second week of August. And this is going to be good because it's going to mean that there's an opportunity to make more money. So you can either get overtime, maybe pick up some extra days, maybe cash in some vacation days or something like that. But it looks like you're going to be very, very busy. Again, because you're busy, you're going to be bringing in and making more money. Now we also have the Two of Cups in the reverse. That's a divine separation. This is not a negative thing, but it looks like you're going to separate yourself from something that's no longer serving you. And because of that, it's going to create an opportunity to make more money. Sometimes it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a situation or a circumstance, but just understand that sometimes we outgrow things, and allowing ourselves to let go and to move away from those things that are hindering our progress again, is another form of wisdom and maturity, and it opens us up to receive more of exactly what it is that we want and that we desire. Now the Five of Wands, that's a card of stressed communication, right? So could be, people just are not understanding what it is that you're trying to do, especially as it relates to your money, to your career, to your business, to your investments. Sometimes people just are not on the same page. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you have to have those conversations somewhere else, okay? So don't feel like you're doing something wrong or you said something wrong. Sometimes other people just are not at the same level of comprehension that you are, especially when it comes to financial things, okay? So don't feel obligated, to continue a conversation where someone clearly doesn't get it. And finally, we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Now, the Ace of Wands in the reverse talks about cash flow. When I see it in the reverse, I'm getting the sense that there's not going to be as much cash flow as you are expecting. Now, it doesn't mean there's going to be none, but I get the sense that the cash flow is going to slow down or even stop temporarily. But that doesn't mean that it's not coming. The other thing about this is I feel like there's going to be a slowdown in progress or a slowdown in growth. So for those of you who have your own business, or maybe you're, kind of moving in that direction, understand that everything happens in phases and cycles and seasons, and you do have a season of growth, and then you have a season of where things just don't happen. And I can say this because I'm kind of going through this now where, you're kind of moving and you're doing everything, and it just seems like nothing's happening, and so you feel like nothing's happening. But this card is telling me to tell you that keep going, keep pushing through, because even though you're not seeing any type of external results, it doesn't mean that things aren't happening beneath the surface. Okay, Gemini, let's continue on. And see what else shows up for you. Whoa. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of August 2022, what do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? Interesting, we got this repeater card here. So it looks like some type of old emotional stuff resurfaces, okay? Looks like you were handling and dealing with it here, but something happened where these old wounds come up again. But let's go ahead and start here. Eight of Cups means you hesitate walking away from something. You know it's time to leave, but you're just not feeling like you either want to, or maybe you're not confident to make a move in that direction, but there's something that you're hesitating walking away from. Because we're talking about money, finances, and all that stuff, again, I feel like this is something that is related to work or business in some way. Next up, we have the Star card. Now, the Star card is a very good card. It's a card of health and vitality, but it's also just a really good positive card saying that things are working out and things are happening in your favor. Next up, we got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. I like seeing that card in the reverse because it means you're no longer feeling discouraged. You're actually feeling positive and motivated as it relates to your money. And this is good. The Six of Pentacles means you're in a position to be generous. Okay, so you're in a position to give. You're in a position to really share what you have with other people. Next up, we got the Queen of Pentacles. That's another card of investing. She doesn't take too big of a risk or too big of a gamble when it comes to investing. She's a very cautious, conservative investor, and I feel like that's definitely going to work in your favor once we hit the second half of August. Now, I already talked about this Three of Swords, so again, pay attention to your emotions and your feelings at this time, because there could be some old heartache that comes up, and it could get in the way of you progressing as it relates to your money, your finances, your career, your business, and all that. All right, Gemini, Whoa. Let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of August 2022. All right, and we got the Moon card. All right, so as we close out the month of August, we got the Five of Wands. Again, this is another repeater card. Just pay attention to who you're having conversations with. Like I said, it looks like you're going to have some heavy discussions with people who don't understand what you're doing. Again, doesn't mean you're not on the right track. It just means that the conversations you're having, you know, these people don't understand what you're trying to do. Okay? And sometimes that's hard because these are the people that are closest to us. Next up, we got the Ten of Pentacles. This is you working independently. You're not going to be doing any type of group work. You're going to be working by yourself. That's where you're going to get the most progress and the most success, especially because this fell onto that Star card. So that's telling me to tell you, Gemini, you're going to be making some big strides, and you're going to do your best work working solo and working independently. Next up, we got the Queen of Cups. Now, that is another card of emotional stability, but sometimes the Queen of Cups shows up when we're a little bit too sensitive. So you're going to have to really guard your feelings at this time, okay? It doesn't mean that your feelings are wrong or that there's something bad, but it just means that you're going to have to be a lot more guarded about how you feel and not wear your heart on your sleeve. You don't have to share, you know, the details and the intimacy of your feelings with, you know, everyone and anyone. Next up, we got the Moon card. Now, the Moon card means there's something you don't know as it relates to your finances, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be in a position to make more money. So, because the Moon says there's something we don't know, there's something that hasn't been revealed yet, you're going to have to be patient before you make any final decisions as it relates to your finances. Finally, we got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this is one of my favorite cards. We had her here. This is the card of lavish, extravagance, abundance, really just kind of enjoying the fruits of your labor and really kind of spoiling yourself, which is a really good thing. The other thing this card represents is self-care. So if you have the opportunity to spend money on yourself, please do so, because you're going to be in a position to have the money to do it. But it's also going to reward you, not only financially, but it's going to help you get a lot more clarity and feel mentally more empowered, so you can continue to make more and more money and attract more and more money to you. So Gemini, you've got a really good month. There's going to be some heavy conversations, but it doesn't mean, like I said, you're doing anything wrong. I also see a lot of progress happening on some independent projects. So, you know, keep working. And again, you're going to have to be working solo, because not everybody's going to understand what it is you're trying to do. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Crystal Angels Oracle card. And you got the card of Citrine. Unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. That is a very powerful card, and I hope it is helpful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.